Hello, hello, hello. Well, it is winter time here, and I am going to do some winter. I am Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11, and he has autism. And he helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So it is winter, and I am torn. I started off saying I'm not going to do flowers, and then I quickly said, yeah, I'm going to do some flowers. So here I am doing some kind of starbursty stuff. And then we'll see. I wanted to do a kind of bunch of flowers in these tones. I was going to keep kind of in the muted grays, blue kind of, that's technically like a blue, but it makes it look almost gray on this background. But I have it in my head that I want to do a kind of snowflake. This is hitting on the background, or the board is not flat, and so every time I'm doing this, it's making loud noises, distracting me. But I wanted to do a kind of snowflake in the bunch of flowers, like kind of almost like a pick or something in a bunch of flowers, but I don't know how that will be. But do we ever know how anything will be? So that's kind of like my goal, but I'm not quite sure. If you've watched before, I've talked about this a couple of times. I have a slight shake when I paint. Well, slight shake all the time, and then so when I paint, it just depends on what I'm painting as to, if it is more pronounced than other times. And it's not very much. It's just I just don't hold to do straight lines and things like that. I have to concentrate a lot, and that again just doesn't always work for what I have plot and planned. So with that, it's just kind of, we just guess what we do. So here I am going to paint some flowers, and the cool thing is I'm going to try to kind of do a snowflake over here, and just kind of work a little bit through it. And if it doesn't work out, then it can end up being a flower or something. It'll be mostly probably covered anyways, so not a big deal, I suppose. And this is probably like not even really like the snowflakey look, but oops, see, I'm getting a little out of lines there. And like I said, it's just kind of how I wanted it to kind of, I don't know, I got it in my head that I wanted this. And I don't know that it will show enough once I'm done adding flowers, and I don't know if that's even really enough of a kind of snowflake look to even, like, you know, because I wanted like just like flowers and a winter. These are not, I've got so many colors on here that my lines are not like making, I want the stems here. I want the stems kind of out. So I'm going to make some of them a little bit darker. A little bit darker. I'm trying to make different, I get very stuck in my ways. If you've watched before, everything kind of ends up looking very similar in style. So I'm trying to kind of branch out or flower out from there. So now the key is to really kind of ignore this one, and I will most likely cover up some of that, but to have it enough shown that it's not hidden too much. And then I can always go back and you know, add some other ones or readjust somehow. So that's kind of my goal here, but we'll see what happens as we go along. So I'm not sure, but, and if you've watched before as well, I always say I love to watch paint dry. And to me, that's kind of the fun part of this. I love to see how paint dries. Like, this is the blues and the grays and everything. And so once it dries, it's going to kind of mush the background a little bit more into behind the scenes, basically. And that's what I want to kind of see, is what works with other colors and how everything kind of turns out. And so that's always interesting to me to see what, especially with colors like this where it's so they're just, I don't know, you know, all kind of not the same, but have the texture and the main source of color as the same, I suppose. Or at least that's what I'm going with. Or what I'm trying to figure out. Something like that. Now, see, I'm going to end up adding some flowers, but I don't want to add too much to that to kind of cover up the fact that that's a snowflake-ish. So I want to make sure that it's seen, but still maybe has a little bit of a mystery there, I guess. Or that's what I'm telling myself. So it's busy. It's busy. It's definitely busy. But that's okay as well, because, you know. And this tends to be my, like, go-to flower, this kind of daisy-ish looking flower, I suppose is what it is. So that's kind of where I tend to go back to, but I'm trying to add some different things in there as well, so we'll see what happens. Even though so far all of these look the same. Oh, I crack myself up when I try to do something different. It's still, but I guess that's, you know, me becoming the art. My interpretation of art is when it looks the same. That's me being me. That's looking dark, and the colors on that side are about the same still, so I need to get some over this way and have it go that direction. And then kind of lighten this side up a little bit here. This one blue that I have, it's in here. It's, I love using these neons, and this is what this is. When it dries, it kind of gives a little more of a highlight to the particular spot, you know, that it's in. It shines almost. It's truly like a neon look to it. It's a fluorescent, and they're cool because it just I keep thinking it's I was thinking I was getting stuff on me, but it's kind of cool because it'll highlight and be brighter. I have different ones, and I like the way that it continues to shine after, you know, it's done. So what I'm going to add up in here is kind of this blue and see. So it's kind of like it's a pick back in there, maybe. Maybe that's what I can convince it to look like, I suppose. So, it's hard to believe how fast December is moving through. Like, it seems like it should not be this far along already, but here we are, like, just clicking the days away. And it, to me, is like, should still be November, and we're already getting through December here. But it's hard to believe. Owen had a good day today. We've been up since 4. So he was excited, to say the least, about his day. Mondays he has vision therapy and music therapy. And so he went to his vision therapy, and he could not wait to see his therapist because he wanted to tell her about, he wanted to play Mozart on the ukulele with her. This tends to be everything he wants in G sharp. He calls it G sharp, and G major is another thing he'll say, G sharp and G major. And it's interesting to me how much he is so excited about music. And so he's really, it's amazing. I love it. But he talks to her about all the different things, and he could not wait to see her, and he couldn't wait to see his vision therapist. But he just gets so excited about it. And So he's been talking about it since 4 o'clock this morning. But he went to school, and then I picked him up to go to his appointments. But he had a grand old time, and he wants them all to go to dinner with him and Santa, so that he can show Santa his tablet, because on the tablet there is a app that he uses that has Santa singing different Christmas carols, and he can't wait to show Santa, the real Santa, about the music. So he wants to take everybody with him, all his people that he cares about, so that they can go see him telling Santa that he has a video or a game, I guess it is. I don't know what video app. I'm not sure what it's called. What you would say, because it's an app, but they're songs, and it's a character, Santa, singing on there. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just trying to add a little stuff here, just to give it a little variety. Variety is the spice of life, I suppose. Okay, so I think that's about it. About what we're gonna do. So it still kind of looks like a snowflake. I wonder what it would be like. I'm just going to kind of experiment here and put a tiny little, like they're just kind of in here. I don't know if that's like, I can easily put something over it, so it's not a big deal if I do that. I almost feel like it's too thick. When I'm making a little tiny one here, and I had to almost be quiet to do it. You can't even really tell that one because it's not white. Not that it has to be, but to be able to see it, it has to kind of stick out a little bit, and it was not. Which I'm going to make this one not stick out as much, I think. So it's there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of make it where it's... So you gotta almost whisper. When you're hiding things and making them tiny, you have to whisper. Oh, I cracked myself up. I think I kind of like them now that they're not stuck out. So I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna be done. So it's kind of, I said one more, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one over here where it's a little more, I don't want to say obvious, but a little more. A little more obvious. I keep going back to this one. So there we go. I'm just gonna still leave that one up there, but I'm gonna put a little more. It's very busy. It's very busy. So we do O for Owen, and then L and B. there we go. So thanks so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day. Toodles!